Hey, you guys, it's Haley Hobson. Welcome. I am super excited. I always say that, don't I? I'm always super excited, but super excited is like more than just excited. And when I talk about social media and building a business online, I get super excited. So I'm going to talk to you now about 10 ways to improve your social media marketing. And I'm, like I said, really excited to be here with you right now. So let me tell you a little about myself if you haven't worked with me yet, if you don't know who I am. Again, my name is Haley Hobson. My website's haleyhobson.com. That's Hayley. Everybody always spells it wrong. It's got two Y's. And I used to be an attorney about, probably 20 plus years ago now. And after I quit the practice of law, I opened my own Pilates studio. I became the manager, mind-body coordinators for different health clubs in Boulder, Colorado, which is where I live now. And I decided back then, so I practiced law for about 5 years, stopped the practice of law, opened my own studios, became the mind-body coordinators. And after about 15 years of practicing, teaching, coordinating, managing Pilates and yoga, I decided that I wanted a different type of business. I loved Pilates and yoga, and I loved being fit and helping people feel the best within their bodies, but I really felt like I needed a more sustainable income and a more sustainable business where I could have a lot more flexibility. So I went back to school, became a lifestyle coach, wellness coach, started my clean eating programs, and I am a clean eating fanatic. And I became, over the last couple of years, a seven-figure, what I call momtrepreneur, which is an entrepreneur who's a mom who's an entrepreneur. And basically what I love to do these days is to help other people, specifically women, build kick-ass businesses and learn how to market themselves and go big. Dream big and go big. So when I talk about kicking ass, I am not kidding. I want to teach you right now some tips on how to create an online business like a friggin' rock star. One that is going to generate you leads, extend your reach, grow your network, and position you as a trusted expert. So, are you guys ready to become rock stars? I hope so. The first thing that you want to know when you are trying to become a social media rock star, marketing rock star, is you have to define your audience. Your audience is not going to be the whole world. You want to define a specific audience that you're going to speak to. You want to identify their problems, their needs, their goals, and their pains. And then you have to ask yourself the following questions. Number one, where does your audience spend their free time? What work do they do? Where do they live? What is their job? Maybe where they went to college, how many kids they have. Are they self-employed or do they work part-time? Do they work for somebody else? Where do they like to vacation? How many children do they have? What are their interests? What magazines do they read? What books do they read? What movies do they watch? There's a zillion questions that you can ask yourself about your audience so you really get to know them well. Now, for me, just to give you an example, when I decided that I wanted to build my business, I specifically wanted to reach out to women who had children, who were trying to build businesses themselves and be moms, who had a huge, massive interest in clean eating also, health and wellness, and I talk about holistic wellness, and who maybe had dealt with problems in the past themselves that got them stuck in their own bodies. Perhaps it was irritable bowel issues. Perhaps it was stress. Perhaps it was problems sleeping. So I wanted to address those specific people, because I knew I had a huge identity with them, right? Now, you don't have to have your audience be you. Like, my audience really is the type of person that could be me or wants to be me, or, I don't mean wants to be me in the ego kind of way. I mean, wants to be me like, they have the same issues and they want to go in the same life direction and want to know how I got there, okay? But the first thing you really have to do is you have to know your audience. You have to know even how much do they earn? Are they single, married, divorced, widows? Do they have kids? Are they in debt? What are their hobbies? What do they spend their money on? Where do they go on holiday? Do they rent their home? Do they own their home? What kind of car do they drive? If so, how many? You need to gather as much detail as you can about them, know them, monitor them, Learn to feel what they feel. Learn to feel and see what they literally dream about. Understand what connects with them emotionally. Now, the importance of knowing as much as possible about your audience is that you can really tap into a specific empathy with them, right? Now, I remember I was talking to a girl that works with me now on my own team right now this morning, who was going through some troubles in her business. And because we are like-minded, because we have some of the same issues, because I know a lot about her life now, I was able to tap in and say some things that really hit home with her, real target points that she could take, implement, and move forward with her business. And even though we did that on the phone, we can still do that online with people when we know the audience. The more we know what type of problems they have, what they're dealing with on a day-to-day basis, the more we can provide real solutions for them. And the more we know, like I said, the more we can connect with them emotionally. Now, when we connect with people emotionally, that is really where the magic flows. You've got to know your audience. You've got to make sure that your business is like a mini advertising agency, which knows and understands who your client avatar is. And when you connect with your audience emotionally, you're going to build a following, a big following. I'm proud to say I was just looking at my Facebook page this morning, and about a week ago, I hit over 34,000 followers on my Facebook page. Now, just in the last week, we're at 34,100 and something. And I say we because I've got a team of people working with me now, so I want to give them credit too. Credit and kudos. But to be really successful over time, think of your business as this extremely powerful mini advertising agency, which knows and understands the audience so that you can build the following. So now, how do you find your audience, right? You know everything about your audience. You know what their emotional triggers are. What do? Do you just jump on social media and the internet and start blasting out sound bites? What do you guys think? No, you don't. We're not going to make the mistake of the rest of the online crowd and get on every single platform just for the sake of it. We've got to be really careful how we spend our energy and our resources. We don't have unlimited time. We don't have unlimited energy. We definitely don't have unlimited budgets that allow us to be on every single social media platform, to be able to blog, create newsletters, make videos, do audios, write books, right? You got to narrow it down. So you've got to be effective and use your energy and resources the right way. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how you can do that. Now, in the beginning, personally, I'm just going to give you personals of my own examples, my own life, my own business, just so you can sort of see where I invested my energy at first. I literally built almost my entire social media platform in the beginning just on Facebook, just on my Facebook page. And I stayed there for a very, very, very long time until I had a solid audience. And it really wasn't until much later that I started to branch off into different platforms like Instagram or Pinterest. Like you'll see if you go to my Instagram page, Haley Hobson, or my Pinterest page, Haley Hobson 69, which is nothing sexual, just the year I was born, for those of you who want to know how old I am. And if you go to like my Periscope videos, you'll see it's newer. My audience is not as broad there, but they're building quickly. Like I literally started Instagram only about a month ago. So instead of having 35,000 followers on Instagram, I have, just over 2,000, 2,200. But it will grow fast because I'm going to provide the right content to the right audience there. So remember that we're just not going to blast off. We want to be smart. We want to locate them online. And we want to discover which platforms they're on so that we can figure out where they're hanging out and how we can service them. So when you go ahead and find your audience, you want to figure out where they are. You're looking at what? Are they looking at their emails? Are they on Facebook? Are they on Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube? Are they reading blogs? Are they on Facebook forums? Are they watching live streaming videos? You got to figure this out. Now, in my world right now, I am on almost all of these platforms. I don't use LinkedIn that much, but I am pretty much on all of the other ones. I do email marketing. I'm, like I said, heavy on Facebook. I do a little bit of Twitter, just got into Pinterest and Instagram recently, the last couple months ago. I've been on YouTube for a while. I've been blogging for a while, been in Facebook forums for a while. Now I've started doing a lot of online live streaming video. But you don't have to push all of that at first, right? You want to pick a platform or two that your audience is hanging out, and you want to get good at it. And remember that these different online platforms attract different demographic and audience types, and not all will match your ideal client. That's why you want to figure out where your client's hanging out first. And then as you begin to develop and grow a larger database and reach different people, which is a strategy that I personally had several months ago, I kind of wanted to attract a new type of audience than I was already attracting. I started getting on different platforms. So remember, in finding your audience, your goal is to match the online platform with your ideal audience. It might be that your ideal audience is on LinkedIn and Pinterest, but not Facebook and Instagram. They might be on Facebook and Periscope, but not be on YouTube and Pinterest. They might be on blogs and forums and not on social media. So it's super important to identify the right platform. And when you're looking for your audience, the reason that you've got to find them is because if you don't, then you're not going to be in front of your ideal client, and you are going to be missing out on your goal, which is attracting the client so that you can provide a service that people are going to purchase from you, because that's how the world goes round, right? So when you find your audience, you're not going to follow the crowd. Don't get onto a social media platform because someone else is having success or because your nephew or your neighbor told you about it. Match the platform to your ideal client. Now, remember, when I got on social media, my ideal client was on Facebook at first. That's what I told you guys a couple minutes ago. So I went heavy on growing a Facebook audience really for a long time, at least like a year and a half before I even dabbled in anything else. And then when I realized that I had different audiences on different platforms, that's when I decided to branch out a little bit. So you don't have to be everywhere. Don't stress out. All right, so then the third thing you're going to do is you're going to provide value. Once you've defined your ideal client and then identified where they hang out, you're going to have to go then and provide the solutions to them, right? So remember that people are looking for help all the time. Most people are looking to improve their lives literally on a daily basis. Like when I post some of my inspirational quotes on my Facebook pages or my Instagram pages, they are the stuff that does the best for me on Facebook because people are looking for ways to improve their lives. When I do my inspirational periscopes, people are loving that kind of stuff because they want that personal development in their life every day. They're looking for solutions to their problems, their goals, their pains, and their needs. So you are going to provide value. This is where you come in. This is where you're going to provide content to grab their attention. We all provide content that will help other people solve their issues as soon as possible. Nobody necessarily cares where you got your nails done, but they might care where you got the best organic, fresh pressed juice, right? Unless, of course, your business is nails, right? So, as you grow bigger and people are sort of following your lifestyle, then people might care where you get your hair done or where you get your nails done. But in the beginning, you want to try to provide really valuable solutions to their problems, whatever that problem is for your audience. And like I said, my audience, my specific audience is sort of twofold. It's people who are looking for that eat clean diet. People are looking to substitute and find more organic, vegan, maybe even raw foods. People looking for more holistic ways to enhance their lives. And then I have this whole other client avatar that are women specifically that are looking how to start or enhance a business and become a rock star entrepreneur and still to hold a family life together. So yes, you can actually have two client avatars. Now, when you're providing value, you don't want to come across from a selling perspective. We want to come across from a helping approach too. If you look at my social media, the stuff that I post on Facebook, on Instagram, on Pinterest, you'll notice I almost never try to sell a thing. Now, there are certain webinars I will promote, right? There are certain programs I will promote, like I'm actually going to talk to you about a couple programs at the end of this webinar that might help you. But I don't try to sell very often on social media because I want my audience to trust me, to feel like they can believe in me, to feel like I'm not just trying to push a product on them all the time. And once you develop that kind of trust, that kind of value, then your audience does come. When we provide solutions to our clients and relate to their pain and connect emotionally, we become the trusted expert. And that's, again, where the magic starts to happen. Being the trusted expert in your field means that your following is going to increase and increase and increase and increase. And eventually, what happens? Your product, your programs, whatever is going to be sold. So when you're providing value, organically, you'll be adding people into your sales funnel, which is kind of funny because I get people all the time that want to come in and do my business with me. And they say to me, I don't know if I'm going to be good at it because I don't want to sell to people. I want to do it organically. And this is what we have to learn. It is all organic. It has to be organic, but it has to be consistent and it has to be trustworthy and it has to be authentic. And when you organically add people into your sales funnel, then they'll be happy to give you their personal information and start buying. And that is like a whole strategy and plan that you'll have to put together. Your online marketing plan. What is it going to be for this week? What's it going to be for next week? What's it going to be this month? And what's your goal going to be for the year? I literally have a social media calendar, marketing calendar, blogging calendar for each quarter of the year as I move into specific products that are launching, specific programs that are launching, specific times of the year, right? You'll see my marketing change when summer hits, when the new year starts, when kids are back in school, when it's holiday time. My marketing is surrounded by those events that are happening in our lifestyles. So we want to make sure, you want to make sure that you also are planning your daily, weekly, monthly, annually calendar, and you're monitoring and following up. So with your strategy and plan, you've got to figure out which is the most effective platform for you, how many hours you have spent this week on social media and want to spend, which types of posts are the most effective for you. You'll learn that by figuring out who your demographic is and going into your whole back strategy plan of your social media platform, looking at numbers, looking at statistics. How does your social media and online marketing bring people into your sales funnel? Does anybody even know what a sales funnel is? Because I'll talk about that. And how much website traffic does each platform bring back to your website? And that's the ultimate goal for people who have websites. Your social media platform, your blogging platform, your online platform should ultimately be driving people back to your website or to a place where you can bring people to a place where they do want to make that purchase. That is the ultimate goal of what we call social selling, which is selling by being social, right? So these are the questions you should be asking and at least know the answers for. Do you have a plan? Do you have a strategy? Do you have a little notebook that looks like this, a passion planner? That's what I use. I love it, where I can draw on it and add sticky pads to it and put color in it and write down my brain dumps daily. And if you don't have it, it's time to sit down and formulate a plan and a strategy, because I'll tell you something, without one, your business is going nowhere. And I have statistics I could share with you at another time that show you exactly why it's so important to plan, to strategize, and to literally write down. So maybe one of your strategies and your plans is to hire an expert, right? I send people to experts all the time. I work with experts now because my business is not social media. I've become a social media expert, but that's not my full-time job. At one time it was. I was the social media marketing strategist, planist for my business, but then I wanted to build my business. So I had to get other people involved, hire other experts who I work with closely to help me build my business. So one thing that you guys can look at is actually a program that I put together called the Social Downline Bootcamp. It's 8 weeks to rocking your network business online. It's called socialdownline.com. Check it out. I love it. And it gets better and better and better and better and better every time we launch it, and we are about to launch it actually in October. So keep your eyes peeled, maybe get on the mailing list. So back to strategy and plan. Not having a plan and a strategy is like sailing a ship out of harbor with no direction, no destination, no compass, and no crew. And that's why a lot of you probably feel stressed out. That's probably why a lot of you probably use the word overwhelm, which I've decided, by the way, to eliminate from my vocabulary. It's probably why a lot of you decided that you can't even do a business or you don't know where to start because there's no strategy and plan. You're going to be dictated you're going to be dictated to by nature, and will just drift from place to place with no destination and no success if you do not have a plan. So make sure you get a strategy and a plan together, and then you actually implement it. You do what you say you're going to do. Why not hold yourself accountable, right? And then the fifth thing after strategy and plan is consistency. Do you want to know the greatest secret to overnight success? It was consistency. It is consistency. People think that I built my business literally overnight, and it's such a bad rumor. It took me years to build my business. I became a marketing guru after years and years and years and years of teaching myself how to network with people and how to market my events and myself. And even in past jobs that I had, being the mind and body coordinator for the health club, I had to market the events that I had at the club. I had to market all of the kick butt yoga classes and kick butt yoga events with rock star yoga teachers coming in from out of town, and Pilates workshops. And I had to learn how to get to know my audience, which was my club, which was my people who were coming in as members, and market to them and show them why they needed Pilates and yoga and me in their life. So it took me years to figure out how to strategize and do that. And then when I decided to go online and build a business with essential oils and health and lifestyle coaching and clean eating programs, I had to figure out how to do that same thing to an online audience. And I started small, just blogging little tips every single day, posting on Facebook, being consistent and consistent and consistent day after day after day. And after 6 months, it grew a little bigger. And after a year, it grew even bigger. And by the time everyone else saw my success, it had literally been years of being consistent with my strategy and with my plan. So if you're starting from day one right now, don't give up after a month, because it's going to take a while, but it is worth it. You've got to be consistent. Again, it appears that those who have overnight success are the lucky ones, and we're there at the right time and at the right place. But you guys, behind the scenes, behind the closed doors, we have been working furiously, sometimes through the night without sleeping, eating potato chips for dinner, not exercising, neglecting our families, but being dedicated and being consistent. And there's a time and a place for us to work hard and get that done, and then we can move into easier paths and find a little bit more balance in our lives, right? I'm actually a person, believe it or not, that doesn't believe in balance. I think that there are times that we can feel more balanced and that we can work towards balance, but I don't think that anybody is balanced. We all have stuff going on in our lives all the time. Crazy stuff with our families, with our parents, with our kids, with school starting, with vacations we're trying to plan, with businesses, with moving, with illnesses, whatever it is. And so there's never really balance, but we're striving to move in and out and towards it the best that we can. And if now is the time to build your business, you might feel a little out of balance getting started, but trust me, you will move more into it now. With my business that I have now, the one that generates me the most income, my essential oil business, I probably only work 4 hours max a day on that business. I've got other things I'm doing, so some days I work more, but yes, I worked hard at the beginning, and yes, I became this marketing expert, and yes, I can teach you how to do it too, but you have to want it, and you've got to be consistent. Mapping out your plan and strategy will help you create an environment that will promote consistency. Do you hear what I just said? If you have a plan, if If you get your own passion planner, you will feel more organized, more in balance, and you'll have more consistency. Okay, number 6, we've got to engage. One massive problem for many is increasing their engagement online. We have to do what we've covered so far, and then we can increase engagement even more by being part of a conversation that's already going on. Instead of one-way broadcasting out to people, like trying to sell something or just post for the sake of posting it, stop selling. It's not about you, it's about your audience. You want to make an impression, and guess what? You only have a short time to make an impression. Once you've lost your audience, it's hard to get it back. Be unique, be yourself, express your own individual personality. Don't be someone else. You can't. I remember when I was getting trained in Pilates 15 years ago, I just wanted to be that teacher that was the one that was teaching me. She was so amazing. And I tried to speak her language and even use her cues in the exact way that she was using it. And it sounded so stupid coming out of my mouth because it wasn't my personality. I had to develop my own style, and my style ended up being awesome later on. So you guys can express your own personality. You also want to make sure that you're creating interesting content. Okay, and one thing that's interesting, believe it or not, is putting your own face on your profiles. Nobody wants to see an avatar. Not a lot of people want to see even our kids and our spouse. They want to see who we are. That is interesting. Use visually appealing content. And I have been using different platforms recently to engage different types of audience, right? I have a certain way that I talk on Instagram, which might be different than the way that I talk on Facebook. I have different kinds of content I'm sharing on Pinterest. It's the stuff that people want to pin and not forget, right? And then I have a different way that I'm promoting myself or being authentic or teaching, educating, mentoring on Periscope. And I have a different way that I just give my daily broadcasts on Twitter. So you have to express your own personality on each different platform with interesting content and use it visually appealing content as well. Now, the 7th thing is we want to vary our content. We want to find the sweet spot with our content and maximize our engagement. You've got to vary your content delivery, okay? Find the sweet spot, maximize your engagement. To find the sweet spot and maximize your engagement, you have to vary your content delivery. So variety, we know, is the spice of life, right? And I personally have different kinds of content that I touch on many different topic areas. Like if you go over to my Facebook page right now, you'll see stuff about clean eating. You'll see stuff about holistic lifestyles. You'll see stuff about pertinent stuff that's in the news these days. You'll see stuff, business tips. You'll see stuff about my family because part of my branding is momtrepreneur. So I actually post things teaching other moms how to do the things that they need to do with their kids and their family. If you go over to my Instagram page, you'll see the same thing. You'll see pictures of where I'm eating. You'll see pictures of what I'm eating. You'll see pictures of where I go, where I hike, where I work out, how I relate with my daughter, certain business quotes that I'm putting up. It's all different content, but it's all within the same scope of my brand, okay? So even though we want variety, we still want to be the scope of our brand. We want to deliver our content across the online platforms that we choose, deliver different types of content that are within our scope, and deliver content for different types of devices even. And we do this because our audience is using different types of devices. They prefer different types of content. Some like video, some like blogs, some like audio, some like images, and some like it short and sweet. So test different forms of content and see what works best for different platforms that you're on. Like I notice these days, and it always changes, you guys, because once you feel like you've got it all figured out, it changes. So because it used to be that people on Facebook love to hear like just the 1, 2, 3 sentence liners from me with no visuals. They just wanted that daily inspiration. And now I'm seeing that people are loving the visuals, the day in the life of stuff, the inspirational quotes. And who knows, next month it might be something new again. And once Facebook figures out what people like, that's what they show your posts to. So you want to vary your content, and variety helps maintain engagement. People have different interests in your life or in life, and your content should also touch on these different interests. So you guys, to review, you should go through your analytics every week, every month, and at least know how many visitors came to your website from your marketing and your social media. How many pages on your website did they visit? How long did they stay on these pages? How many people downloaded your lead magnets, your giveaways, as a percentage of visitors? Which social media posts specifically drove the most likes, comments, and shares? Which social media channels generated the most traffic to your website? Which social media channels result in the highest conversions of traffic into clients? So it doesn't matter how many people are liking your page if you're not converting your audience. This is all stuff I can teach to you as we get deeper into analytics and into social media channels, conversions, and also your lead magnets. Okay, when you're reviewing, well, you've got to review. If you don't review your work, you're missing out. And if you haven't been doing so, again, it's like you're aimlessly driving the ship without a rudder through the sea. If you haven't been doing so, then this is a perfect time to start. It's not too late, but just remember, just posting for the sake of posting without an action plan, without a strategy, and without reviewing to see what's actually working is not going to get you very far. All right. Now, number 9, master one platform. I did talk about this before. Don't suffer from that word overwhelm. Get it out of your vocabulary too. Don't try to be a master on every platform when you're starting out. Focus on one platform to start off on. Focus on the platform which matches your ideal client demographic the best. If there are multiple platforms where your ideal client hangs out, then choose the one that best suits your preferences and allows you the platform to share your content and message. Many business owners try to be on every single platform right at once, every platform possible, or on platforms that their friends tell them about. That approach is a huge mistake, you guys, unless you have the time and have mastered on a platform that consistently drives you new leads and revenue. Even in the beginning, when I swear to you, I was spending 12 hours a day on social media, I was still focusing on one main platform. And now the last thing, which I probably don't even have to say to you, is to be authentic. Don't be someone else. You have to be your brand, whoever that is online. And you guys know that I have other trainings, teachings, webinars, programs where I teach you literally how to do branding. But there is no need to imitate and copy other people's work, ideas, content, or approach. You have to create your own following using your own uniqueness. You will be sort of like a scammer if you're trying to imitate others, right? It doesn't work. It doesn't work when you try to imitate others. And it's actually harder work. That energy is picked up by you and your audience, meaning you won't connect. You've got to let your true self shine and be authentic. You know, I show myself in many different lights. I show myself as the entrepreneur. I show myself when I get dressed and I have makeup on and do my hair and go out. I show myself when I'm on stage presenting, and I show myself in bed, makeup free, waking up, hair not done, being out dirty in the trails right behind my house. Like, I show myself in every environment because I want people to see who I am and that I am authentically me, because that's the type of person I want to attract, you guys. I don't want people to be attracted to me because of an image that I'm creating online. I want people to know really nitty-gritty who I am, where I play, what I do for fun, who I hang out with, what I eat, what time I go to bed, what I'm giving in terms of gifts to other people, how I celebrate my holidays, what I wear, what I'm packing in my suitcases, where I holiday. I want people to know who I am, because when I let my true self shine through, my audience is going to connect directly to me when I'm 100% authentic. So in the words of Oscar Wilde, be yourself because everyone else is taken. Be beautiful. All right, you guys, I'm going to sum it up. Number 1, know your client. Number 2, know where they spend their time. Number 3, provide value. Number 4, strategy and plan. Number 5, be consistent. Number 6, engage. Number 7, vary your content. Number 8, review what's going on in the nature of your business and your content and your plan. Number 9, master that one platform. And number 10, and most importantly, be authentic. Now, I've got a lot more to share with you guys. And in fact, this is the time of the year where we are going to launch the Social Downline again. So if this is the stuff that is right up your alley, if this is the stuff that you want to learn more about, how to really get in there and build a brand from scratch and enhance your brand and target your audience and funnel them in and have a lead magnet that you can get get on your site or somewhere online so that they can get something for you that's going to make them just take that taste of you asking for more so that they want to sign up on your mailing list, and that one click on Facebook drives them to a place where they are going to convert to a sale. It's time to get your name on the list because the next course is launching in just a few weeks. SocialDownline.com. Now, I want to tell you guys, we have amazing testimonials from the site. So all you've got to do is go to SocialDownline.com and you will hear the most amazing things about this program. The price is unreal and it will really give you the action steps to help you revamp your business. And if you're in a network marketing business, this is what you need for your downline too. It's for all network marketers. And guess what? We also have an affiliate program. So if you want to do this program, get on the affiliate list because you actually earn part of your course tuition back. All right. So thank you very much for getting on with me today. My name is Haley Hobson and my website is HaleyHobson.com. My Facebook page is Haley Hobson Health Coach. My Instagram is Haley Hobson. My Pinterest page is Haley Hobson 69. My Periscope is Haley Hobson. And my Twitter page is Haley Hobson. So all you have to know is my name, Haley Hobson, and you can find me everywhere. And I look forward to seeing you online. Thank you so much.